the Saturday Night Dance Party.
Are you ready to party?
With Jammin JP. You never know who Jammin JP is going to talk to.
Thank you so much, Steve Arrington, for calling in to the show. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, bruh?
I am doing good, man. It's an honor to have you. I have been wanting to talk to you for 20 years now, Steve, and it is an honor and a joy for me to talk to you. Let me tell you a little background story. I grew up in a small town called Saluda, North Carolina. It was super small. We didn't, no red lights, no nothing. It was just in the mountains. And I'd never heard of, what they called back in the day club music or dance music like that. And I recorded this show. It was called Club Tracks one night, and your song was on that mixtape. And I sat there and listened to that song, Dancing is the Key of Life, for months, and now for years, really. And I never knew what the name of the song was. I thought it was saying Dancing Feet or Dancing. I went to the record store. I would ask people, because that was before Shazam and YouTube and all that stuff, before the internet and before, cell phones. And so I was going through the record pools about 6 weeks ago, and I found that song. And I never forgot about it because it put such a major impact on my life.
Wow.
And just being able to talk to you about that song it means the world to me. This is something I'll never forget, Steve. And I just wanted to tell you that up front, how important that song was to me. But can you give us some background about that song, Steve?
Well, the song Dancing in the Key of Life, it means a lot to me because it was a song, along with Feel So Real, it was a song where I was thinking about changing, first of all, doing some different tempo changes, meaning faster tempos, 120 and some faster. I had been doing a lot of music with mid-tempo grooves in Steve Arrington's Hall of Fame with songs like Way Out, Weak in the Knees, Nobody Can Be You But You, and also with Slave, the group I was also in earlier than that, with songs like Watching You and Just a Touch of Love. And so I had did that, and I always like to continue to grow and take on new challenges wherever my heart really takes me. And I started really getting into these dance tempos and these type grooves, and I wanted to add that to my palette of musical ideas at the time. And also I was changing in terms of my melodic sense and things I wanted to talk about in my music. I wanted to broaden that spectrum as well. And what comes out of that is Dancing in the Key of Life. And that speaks not only to the actual groove part and working well in the clubs, but I also felt it worked well just to speak to people from all walks of life about dancing in the key of life and the joys of life. And I wanted to make a song that spoke to that as well. So that's what that song is about, Dancing in the Key of Life. And it's also a time when I wanted to move into some new directions, the 120 type tempos and the 4/4 grooves and more club-oriented music.
Steve, do you consider that song a Christian song?
It is definitely a song for my thanking to God and my love for God. And yes, absolutely. It's a Christian song, but it's also a song about humanity and my humanity in thanks to God. So it's a song that anyone could thank God with, but it's definitely a Christian song as well.
And I was just so excited to get that song back in rotation because I think it's the perfect dance song.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Brother Johnny.
And I take that serious, man. I really do, because at the very end of the song, just take the right step. Then the way you did that, man, it was just perfect. I think you mixed it perfect. The beats back in were awesome, and it's thumping. It thumps in the car. It thumps, anytime that you play it on a good sound system.
I'm glad you're feeling it. It's always exciting for me to hear how the music touches people, and especially through the years, as it ages, and how it functions still in modern time, and I get the memories of making it and the memories of different decades of it, and it's exciting for me to always hear when people say the music is touching them today, whether it's someone new to the music or someone's old to the music, and just what it's meant to them. That means a lot to me.
Now, I know you've had hits throughout the years, but did that song, did it feel good to you? Did it feel special to you when you was putting it together? Did it make you feel good?
Absolutely it did, because I was wanting to get into, like I was saying, some faster tempos and changing some different perspective with the music to add some new flavors to what I was doing. And I felt I was able to accomplish that.
I want to say this too, Steve. You've had an amazing career, and we could sit here all night talking about it. I was just key pointing dancing is the key of life, because you are a major success in what you've done with your individual groups and also with slaves. So I just wanted to point that out to you. It's an honor to be even talking to you, sir, and I really do appreciate it.
Well, Johnny, yes, in the show, people respond to, I start hitting that bass line, do, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Line kicks in, and people are like, oh, yeah, here it is, let's get it. And I come in, my first line is, let me tell you, right? And, we just start having a good time, man. It's great. It really works over in, obviously, at home in the States, but over in Europe, over in Japan, around the world, the song is received very well.
Well, when I wake up in the morning thinking about you, I mean, there's so many parts in that song that you can take out and use it in your life. I do. I mean, because I've always had God in my life. I've got sideways, everybody does. We can talk about that for another day. But when you listen to that, I can dance to that song, and it brings me to life. Oh. It really does, because it's a perfect dance song. And it's we could classify it and put it in a box and say it's Christian, but it's a pure dance song that's got a good meaning. And those songs back in the day, we used to talk about love.
Right.
And different things about on the dance floor. Let's go dance and have some fun. That's what it was all about back in the day.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But Steve, thank you so much, man. It's an honor to speak with you, seriously. And thank you for being a friend of the Saturday Night Dance Party.
My brother, thank you so much, and I enjoyed talking with you, Johnny.
Thank you, Steve. Have a great night. God bless you, man. I love you, and thank you for letting God work through you on that song, brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate your love for the music and, your sticking with me through the years with it.
It ain't never left me, and it never will, man, because even if I'm in the rocket chair, brother, I'm gonna be dancing in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
I love you, brother. Thank you.
Love you too, brother. Thank you. Yo, this is Steve Arrington, and you're listening to Jammin' JP in the Mix on the Saturday Night Dance Party.
It don't have to be Saturday night to enjoy the Saturday night dance party with Jammin JP. It's a state of mind.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
You can listen now or anytime where you listen to podcasts.